I have a question.
Yeah.
Does Aziz Ansari do the voice?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jerry, it's Aziz Ansari. That's like saying, does fucking Seth Rogen do the laugh? It's just, it's the person, he can't escape.
Okay, this movie is very close to getting on my nerves. Oh my God, guys!
Welcome to the Joystick Show, episode 279.
Ooh,
it's a really angelic one here. You'll see why, too. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, all right.
Welcome to 279, feeling fine. Oh, so sublime.
I didn't like that.
I don't know. Isn't it weird that you can rhyme things that end with an N sound with an M sound, and that's just like traditionally acceptable? I'm not a fan of that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You could read like a children's book, and it would be like, he checked the time. It said it was 9.
Time to dine.
And we're just supposed to accept that those two words rhyme. They don't. One's an M and one is an N.
They sound the same though. Yeah.
I know they sound the same, but they're not, and that's what I'm really upset. If in a rap that would be totally acceptable, but in a children's book, each fucking word should rhyme perfectly with the other word, and that's what's grinding my gears this week. Thank you.
We got to get a speech pathologist on the show.
Just saying.
Down to the nitty gritty.
Also, catch me when I start my children's book series. I feel like it's only a matter of time.
What's your character? Is there a character, or are you like?
Well, you know what's funny? When I started this completely fake, stupid conversation a minute ago, I was picturing more of like a Good Night Moon scenario.
Oh, okay.
But now I'm thinking I want to pivot into like the young adult novel kind of spiel. Maybe write like my own Twilight, make that shit pop off.
Percy Jackson.
I feel like you gotta write like The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, no, I will. I don't give a fuck.
But base it in like East New York, Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's like a guy who just has like the cold. It's like, I wish I could see you, but like, I just really got a really bad fever.
I don't want to like sneeze on you.
Yeah. But shout outs to my future writing career and shout outs to the podcast.
Absolutely.
If you want to help us out, you already know what to do. I'm not even going to say it anymore. Just go down, hit the buttons. We'd really appreciate it. And stick around for us to talk to your face, because that's how words work.
Words.
Started this episode by saying that this was going to be an angelic one.
Yeah.
Dylan had a bit of a puzzled look on his face, but it's because I kind of want to talk about angels. Not specifically, but a movie that has to do with it. And that's a movie that I saw recently called
Angels in the
Good
Outfield.
Fortune.
Yeah,
that was a good try. That was a really good try.
I kept seeing it pop up on my TV. My TV tries to force recommend stuff to me. It's usually Fairly Odd Parents and movies.
Also, do you want to take a guess what that movie's about real quick? Angels in the Out. I'm just surprised you know what it is.
It's an old movie. I remember this.
I'll take it. It's an old movie.
Yeah, there's somebody's getting like helped by like a spirit of some baseball player or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's literally the movie. You got it.
But yes, I watched Good Fortune. Have you heard of this, Dylan?
Yes, this is the movie. It's what's his name and Keanu Reeves.
It is what's his name.
Yeah.
We're talking about Aziz Ansari. So shout outs to Aziz. I haven't seen him in much recently, but he wrote and directed this film and starred in it alongside Seth Rogen and Keanu Reeves.
You did mention this.
The premise of the film is, and real quick, I will say right off the bat, this is going to be a spoiler-free review.
Thank you.
It's just actually, you know what? I'm gonna spoil the movie.
I do want to watch. I do want to watch.
I'm gonna spoil two things in the movie.
I do want to watch them.
So for the most part, it will be a spoiler-free review. But then when it gets to the part that I do want to spoil, we'll get there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does Aziz Ansari do the voice?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jerry, it's Aziz Ansari. That's like saying, does fucking Seth Rogen do the laugh? It's just, it's the person, he can't escape.
Okay, this movie is very close to getting on my nerves. Oh my God, guys!
It's funny that you say it. No, it's not that bad, I promise. No, the idea is basically like the main characters in the movie are Aziz Ansari and Seth Rogen, and the idea is that they live completely different lives. Like Aziz Ansari's character Arj is super down on his luck, living out of his car. He works on this fake app called TaskRabbit, where he could or Taskmaster or something like that, where he just does like random things for people, like waiting in line or getting orders or grooming their whatever, right? And then on the opposite end, Seth Rogen is like this self-made millionaire tech genius guy. and they meet when Seth Rogen's character Jeff hires him on the app to clean his garage, and he tries to like weasel his way into being an assistant for him.
Okay.
Long story short, things don't go well for Arj, and he's super shit out of luck. Like his car that he was living in at the time gets towed, and he's literally like down on his luck, has nowhere to go, and he's visited by an angel who's played by Keanu Reeves. Now the joke with that is it's basically implied, or like early on in the film, that all of these different angels in the movies are for different things. Like there's one angel who's for like high falls, there's an angel for lost souls, there's an angel for all these little stupid things. And Keanu Reeves' thing is he saves people from texting and driving. So he's like a budget angel. He's like, everybody else is doing all these amazing stuff, and he's like in the back of people's cars, and when he sees them on their phone, he's like, hey, and they're like, oh my god.
He's
and
a
they,
busy
like,
angel though.
Literally. So he basically tries his own hand, like leaving his path to be a guardian angel for Arj to try to help him. And he's like, oh, you think your life would be better if you had Jeff's life and Jeff's money? Well, I'll show you. And he switches their lives. But unfortunately for Keanu Reeves' character, it does make Arj's life like completely better. So the whole joke is like, oh, I'm going to switch your life to make you see that things are different.
Right.
He's like, oh shit, no, it fixed everything. So it turns into this whole like situation where they have to like switch back and yada yada yada. I won't go too in depth with that. But what I will say is I was not, and I have to say I'm actually surprised in myself that I wasn't expecting this, but I wasn't expecting the movie to be as existential as it was. Because you know, you go into it, you think it's a comedy, you see Seth Rogen as Aziz Ansari, you're like, oh, it's gonna be funny, and it is. It's very funny. But by the end of the movie, it's like, it's interesting because you think at one point you're like, oh, it's like he's going to learn the lesson that there's so much more to be happy about in your regular life. And right. And maybe the rich guy is going to learn the lesson that people don't have it as hard. Right. And they do for the most part. But there's also this whole element where like the angel also learns what it means to be human and like is appreciative of that. And then because it takes like a divine being like the angel to feel that way, it makes the other two characters kind of go, wow, like maybe being human isn't that bad. So by the end of the movie, you're like, oh shit, like, and you know I like that existential shit, but by the end of it, I was like, oh snap, I really do appreciate it. The last thing I will say before I get to my ranking of the film is what I will spoil about the movie. So if you really care all that much, I promise it's not that big deal, but here you go, spoiler alert, yada yada yada. My main spoiler for the movie actually has to do with the last shot of the film. Because up until I was watching the end of the film, I was like, this feels like an 8 out of 10. Maybe like an 8.5 or something. And then I saw the last shot, and just something about the last shot was like, I'll bump it a little higher.
Okay.
So there's this really cool discussion that Keanu Reeves and Aziz Ansari's characters are having at the end of the movie where Keanu Reeves is just basically like saying all of the things he thinks are really great about like human life. He's like, I think tacos are great and dancing, and he's like, and I love you and Jeff and all these like great things. And there's this cool moment where he's like, I'm just sorry that I had to be your angel when you could have like an angel who's way better. And he said, and Aziz Ansari says something cool like, I don't know, man, I'd way prefer the angel with the who's into tacos and cumbia, because that's like his whole thing. He learns what cumbia is, and he's like, I love this shit. But at the end of the movie, he basically tells him, he's like, well, if I don't ever see you again, I'll leave a taco out for you. And he's like, I'd appreciate that. So after they leave, you know, it's implied that they never meet again, but it's like a nice montage that shows both characters going about their lives, learning the lessons that they've learned. And the very end of the movie is Aziz Ansari's character going on a date with his girlfriend, played by Keke Palmer. And they go to their favorite taco spot in LA. They eat a taco, and when they're done, you know, he leaves the taco out for the angel, and he just like looks back at it, and he's like, you know, nods, and he walks away. But the very last shot of the movie like zooms in on the taco, and it just shows it like folding up, like somebody's grabbing it, but it's completely invisible. And then it just like, oh, and it like ends like that. So that being said, good fortune. 9 out of 10. I really
wait. So you're telling me a shot of a taco brought this up? A whole point.
A whole point
was brought up because a shot of a taco.
100%. I'm not even being like, 100%. It was like the cherry on top, you know? In some cases, that cherry's important, and that was the cherry. So, honestly speaking, good movie. I also should have like expected it, because when we were coming back from Florida recently in December or January, technically, my mom watched it on the plane, and I remember when we landed, she was like, "I really like that movie. It was great." And I was like, "You like that movie? What the fuck?" So sure as shit, yeah, I guess it runs in the family. So shout outs to Good Fortune. If I'm being honest, most people are probably watching and give it like closer to an 8. But I really don't think it's worse than that. Like, it's a pretty well written movie. I think it's really good. And the last thing I'll say is I like how they handle certain like modern, not topics, but modern like
problems,
modern disparities in like the working force and like the people who profit off of it, specifically in like the tech world and like the app culture, like the Ubers, the Uber Eats, like that whole spiel. How there's people out there literally working 12 hours a day on bicycles. You knew the life quite well. And then the people who created Uber are up there and making billions of dollars for it. And it kind of shows it basically talks a lot about that without shoving it down your throat. And you're like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting to learn a thing or two about this. But shout out, it's Good Fortune, 9 out of 10. It's a great movie.
Very nice.
That's what I gotta say.
I want to segue into what I've been watching.
What have you been watching?
So I always want to watch a movie, right? I'm a big movie guy, but I'm all talk. I say, oh, I'll watch this, I'll watch that. I don't get to it. I watch it years late, that sort of thing. And my fiance falls asleep during the movie. So guess who I have seen all these movies, right? So we are watching TV shows. I am making Marianthi out of spite because she makes me watch all of her content, right? She got me into Grey's, okay, but she makes me watch 90 Day Fiance and all these shows that I sincerely do not care about. Also, she has a weird way of being like, oh, there's this new show, we should watch it, and it's instantly softcore pornography every time. I knew about Bridgerton. I knew Bridgerton had the scenes and
She
like
made
that's
you
the
watch
feistiness,
Heated Rivalry,
right? No, I did not watch Heated Rivalry. We did not get to that yet. But all these shows, she's like, oh, I heard that my friend at work told me this is a show, and then they're instantly just fucking.
Yeah.
But they're not, and it's like, at least show something, right? And then you show half a tit, no dick. It's like, what are we doing? It's like,
Softcore, man.
It's like, why do we get off the networks? I feel like even on Cinemax, you see the ween once in a while.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
But out of spite, I'm making Marianthi watch The Walking Dead.
Wow.
That is the show of choice. I don't know how far we'll go, but I basically said, hey, once the show gets bad, you'll know when. That's when it'll go off, right? But it's season 2, so it's actually season 1 and season 2. I will stand by.
Right,
Solid show. I mean, it's a lot of waiting for nothing, and then the last couple of episodes of the season are like,
Yeah.
But I mean, she's watching it. She didn't like it, and then now she cares about all the characters. So take that, Cool. That's what I say. That
I
cool.
know.
I started doing it. She was like, stop, and I'm like, season 3, you'll see what happens.
I know nothing about The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know you don't. That's why I started talking about
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Ask me any question about that. It could be the easiest thing. Go ahead, try.
Okay.
I'm not even trying to like make a bit here. Go ahead.
Okay, do you know about the beef between Rick and Shane?
Didn't one of them fuck another guy's wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Right.
basically, Rick.
Shane. Wait, hold on. I got this. Rick fucked Shane's wife.
No.
Shane fucked Rick's wife.
Yes.
There you go.
And
See?
then
Two tries.
the beef is that Rick was basically in a coma in a hospital in Atlanta. And what happened was they basically assumed he was dead because the National Guard showed up and like shot everyone up in the hospital.
Okay.
So they assumed he died, but he actually escaped and ran into them like a week or two later. And then Shane was just holding one. Like, and it's
Awkward.
Like, yeah.
And then the wife is pregnant.
And then she's pregnant, so whose baby? And this baby's got a crazy jawline, so I know it's John Bernthal's baby. I know it's John Bernthal's baby.
Is that Carl?
What?
Who's
Carl's
Carl?
Carl's like their 11-year-old son.
Oh, so they had a kid prior.
Yeah, they had a kid prior.
Understood.
So Shane is like, you don't know how to raise your son, this sort of thing, and then it's like they're beefing.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid show, but it's a lot of waiting for shit to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially once you get to the season 3, because they got picked up for like 12 to 15 episode seasons, so they really drag it out for the entire season, and then like a big event happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Admittedly, in my head, it was being formulated as a fucking stupid question, but I was like, come to think of it, at any point of the show, do they run the Walking Dead? Or do they just walk?
Here's the thing:
they're like shuffling.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're led to believe that they're really stupid and really slow, and then by season 2, it's like certain noises and certain triggers set them off, and then they get into like a gallop, and you're like, oh shit, like this is.
Okay. So they're galloping.
Yeah, they never go faster than a jog, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can crawl, they can climb, they can go underneath stuff.
I wouldn't want to live in a zombie apocalypse, but that sounds like one I'd be.
Where they just walk and you're like, oh shit,
It's like, oh shit.
little cardio now.
Across the street.
Yeah, and it's so many people, and also like so many people die, and you're like, they died like that. Come on, like it's very weirdly enough a lost coded show. Not that it's the same, but it's like it's a lot of
characters.
It's a lot of characters. You're waiting for stuff to happen. There's flashbacks. There's flash forwards. You're like heavy breathing and like all the time. Like, can we take a second to breathe, man? Please.
Let's play. How many Walking Dead characters can I name off the top?
Okay, we already named like 3 or 4.
Rick and Shane and Carl. This guy, Norman Reedus. What's his name?
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
They all have like hick names. I hate to say it, but they all got like
Daryl. Right? Daryl.
Yep. There's another character that rhymes with Daryl.
Barrel. Carol.
What?
Carol.
Yeah,
Carol. Carol's his love interest.
Yeah.
Really? Come on. Seriously?
Yeah. And Carol is basically B-rate Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
They couldn't get Jamie Lee Curtis, so they got amazing actress, but it's not Jamie.
The
Lee
creator of Walking Dead was
She's like a
and we'll name her
softer-
Carol so people know that they like each other. There's the Asian guy, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn.
There's the dude who kills the Asian guy. With the bat. Is that a spoiler?
Hey, yeah, that's
Negan, right?
Yeah,
and that's where it goes. And then I know people by face. Like there's that redhead guy with the spiky hair and the little goatee. Am I making that up or?
That's a guy in the later seasons.
Okay.
That's a guy.
And then there's the black girl with the bandana. I think.
Yeah.
What's her name?
That's all I got.
With the sword, Michonne.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Michonne. You think
And then they got this guy. You know, Star-Lord's like fake dad.
Oh yeah, Yondu.
Yondu is in it.
Michael
yes,
Rooker?
He's Daryl's brother.
Yes. Do you know Daryl's brother's
Michael
name?
Rooker. Huh?
Yeah, they have Michael Rooker's in it too.
Yeah.
Do you know Michael Rooker's character's name?
Should I know it?
No, it's not a real name. I don't think it might be.
I don't remember his name.
Bloomby. It's not a real name.
No.
Could be Bloomby.
Yeah,
Blimbo.
Okay, it's not. It starts with an M.
Montgomery.
No.
Montgomery.
A southern hick. His name is
Manchester. McDonald's. I don't fucking know, dude.
No, it's not a real name. It's Merle.
Merle. I've heard that name before.
Merle.
That's a name.
Okay, I guess.
Merle. Merle.
It's not a name, bro.
That's a name. It's gonna be my kid's name.
I know, but it's like, have you ever met? I've never met a kid, and I'm like,
the fuck is what's
there's Douglas? You know, never.
What's Merle short for?
Merlin.
Merlin?
That's kind of sick.
I don't think so though.
Kid's a wizard. Emerald.
Murloc. Merlek.
I've been watching a show too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what show you've been watching.
What show?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, the new
12
one.
Towers.
There's
12
a new-
12
Wait.
There's a new
what?
one, yeah.
Hold on, I got this. The 12 nations.
No.
The 12 swords.
Nah,
the 6
it's
swords.
the 7 kingdoms.
The 7 king. I was off by a couple
song of the
numbers.
story
The
of the
Mushroom
7
Kingdom.
kingdoms.
All right.
So what happened to the Fire and Ice one? That one's still on? Or?
Nah, that one's done.
Damn, they just ran through
It's
that
all
shit.
the same like timeline.
No, I know. It's like the same universe.
Yeah. It's like before both of them.
Okay.
Before both of the other ones. Yeah. It's actually pretty solid. It's better than the one that came out like between the good one and this
That's the
one.
one I was talking about.
Yeah.
That one's done or?
Yeah, that one's been done.
Gotcha.
The middle one is still going on. I
Okay,
think.
okay.
They got one more season.
Gotcha.
But the writer was like, fuck you guys.
I
'Cause,
don't know nothing about
The
this.
second one they wrote without him, and he was like, "Fuck you guys," basically.
So the one that you're watching is a prequel to Game of
yeah,
Thrones.
and
Okay.
he's actually like involved in the story, so he's
Okay.
like keeping it tight, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that show was a mess.
So say you got any more?
No, it's good. It's solid. It's solid. You know, it's worth. But
Yeah,
I don't.
I
think
watched it, but I never really got into it. You know, I was
Yeah.
never like.
Same. I don't know anything
Interested.
about Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I know
before
less
watched
about
them.
Game of Thrones than I do about The Walking Dead. I
Man,
know
that's a roller coaster for like 6 seasons.
There's a girl who controls dragons.
Yeah.
And there's a wedding that everybody dies at, and that's pretty much all. Like, there's a guy who holds the door, and his name is Hold Door.
That's pretty late.
These are facts.
How does Bobby know about these shows, but he only knows about viral moments 6 seasons in? Like,
There's a Starbucks cup in the last season.
It's the weirdest
There is,
thing, bro.
yo.
Dude, I don't fucking
You've seen the
know.
Facebook ad.
I don't fucking know the show. I know it's good. Like, my whole thing is, if I can admit anything, if there's one medium that I am far behind in, it's television. 'Cause
I mean,
just don't watch a
you're
lot of
definitely
television.
like the sitcom comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and even
yeah.
then, like, I don't watch traditional sitcoms. I'm more into like the workplace comedy. And
Yeah.
even then, if it's not workplace related, I like the single cam vibe. The single cam vibe. But regardless, yeah, I just haven't watched like any of the big television shows.
I need
that
some
everybody's
lore.
watching.
I also have a movie to talk about. I have a movie to talk about.
Is it the one you recommended to me?
Yes, it is.
Well, don't spoil it because I want to watch
Okay.
it pretty
So,
soon.
Jerry, did you know that there's a new Anaconda movie out? Did you know
No, I
about
did
that?
not know
Really?
that.
Yes. Have you seen the original Anaconda?
Who's in that one?
It's Ice Cube and Jennifer,
Jennifer
Lopez,
Lopez.
and they're in the Amazonian rainforest.
No.
being attacked by a giant anaconda.
It is one of my. It is a movie that my. Okay, so my parents did 2 things that were messed up when I was a kid, right? Letting me and my brother at the age of 8 and 6 play GTA, and then number 2, my dad letting me watch movies such as Anaconda and Deep Blue Sea, which are and it's like, oh, it's okay. There's a rapper in it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have a rapper be torn to shreds in a movie. Yes, they fucking will.
They're not going to show Jennifer Lopez's ass for half of the film. Yes, they will.
And it's like, oh, okay, and then there's less ass, but then now she's in shorts, so it's better, right? Okay. Anyways, they remake Anaconda, but it's a movie about 2 guys who want to remake Anaconda.
Yeah, it's like a meta movie, and they're
So-
played by Paul Rudd and Jack Black.
So it's a Jack Black, Paul Rudd comedy movie. There's a third guy, I forget his name. But basically they have this. They're basically like he's like a wannabe filmmaker, but he works at like a wedding venue. And he makes like wedding films, and he wants to like fuck it, you know. And the beginning of the movie starts with him like meeting with a client, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to take it in like an artistic journey, this and that." And they're like, "Yeah, we want to like jump over the lake, like they do in this photo." But it's a very good movie. And it's very solid. I never heard of the like people who worked on it, but it's a director. He has like half a dozen like comedy movie credits, and the writer was the executive producer and writer of Workaholics.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I looked into that, and it holds up. He wrote and directed the first season wrote and produced the first season of Workaholics, which is like that. I hold that in like high regard for
Absolutely,
comedy.
yeah.
So it's definitely very like slapstick, like Marx Brothers level like comedy a lot of the times. But it's funny. It's very funny.
I gotta watch that show again. I never finished it.
Workaholics.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
I only watched like a season or 2, I think.
Even I've only seen the first like 3 or 4 seasons. I never watched it all the way through. But yeah, very good movie. I recommend it. It had like a 47 or something on Rotten Tomatoes, and I felt like that was low. I would probably give it like at least like a 7.5. It's a very good movie. Maybe an 8, but it could have been funnier.
Does it have a floating taco?
No.
See, that's what we give it an extra point for
Yeah.
me personally.
I believe there is not a taco, but it's good. I feel like the movie is actually very suspenseful too. I wish it actually leaned more into the. I feel like it could have been more extra, like more funny, more suspenseful. But
Interesting.
good movie.
This guy has only directed 2 other movies.
Oh, okay.
He directed The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which
Yeah.
I've heard is a very good movie.
I've seen that movie. Similar vibes.
That's
to
the
Is
that.
that the Nick Cage one?
Yeah, where he plays himself. Also kind of meta. And would you believe if I told you
I know. I looked up his
his
filmography.
first directed film is That Awkward Moment with Zac Efron?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
and he has a lot of like writing. He has like other credits too. So like he you know, it's not an outsider.
That was
movie.
before Zac Efron's jaw looked crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sad Joey's not here, so we can't talk
So you can
about
talk about all these fake
the
celebrities.
cloning thing. The only one that's sus is Jim Carrey. I'll say it. That's the only one that's sus. All of the other ones aren't that sus. People
They
get work
erased
done.
him
People
'cause he
get
was
filler.
too,
people have autoimmune diseases. Like things happen, you know.
Yeah.
He was
Also,
too
like,
knowledgeable. They erased him.
in this era, it's like things could be doctored, things could be very easily AI'd. I'm just like, I don't fucking.
Yeah, and
If it's not something that's really like gonna shock the masses.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
And also, it's like we're all the Epstein stuff and everything. Like everything is getting uncovered. We're done coming up with conspiracies. We have the conspiracy. Yeah. We know what happened. I mean, there's links to like doctors and selling body parts and all this stuff. Like there's deeper connections. There was like they were saying that COVID can be traced back to the island. I don't know, right? There's a lot of weird theories out there, but we don't need to do any of that because all the shit is coming out. So we don't got to come up with crazy cloning shit.
And the reality is like, I'm sorry to be that guy, but like there's a large percentage of people whose lives are just not going to be affected by that, and I am in that large percentage of people. That doesn't mean that I don't care, that I don't have empathy for it, but that also doesn't mean that I'm waiting at the edge of my seat to hear this information. I'm like, if it doesn't come out, it doesn't fucking come out.
I don't got the Bluetooth piece like another news story just hit.
Then you have people like Jose who are sitting at home behind 6 monitors,
just refreshing. Yeah.
Where did the last missile hit?
Yeah, and that's even more valid because we're literally like, when we're like, oh, when's World War III gonna happen?
Might be tomorrow.
Just the what's the guy in the crowd where he's just like this, you know?
When's
you know
World War III gonna happen? A year and a half ago,
yeah,
dog. It's been happening.
It happened. Hey,
it's been happening.
Hey, bombing an entire country and then also collabing with other countries to do other acts of war. Yeah, we're in it.
Remember when India and Pakistan were fighting, and Russia and Ukraine were fighting, and Israel and that other? Remember when all of it fucking? It's like
we're gonna like retroactively start it. They're gonna be like, oh well, it started 3 years ago.
Yeah,
guys.
no, literally, historians are gonna look back and be like, that was it, because things are gonna escalate. We're gonna get other countries involved. There's gonna be a random ass country that gets involved, and we're all gonna be like, where the fuck you?
That's the real sad thing about that too.
That's my guess.
It's like when I was a kid and I was learning about global history, and we were learning about World War II. That whole era was like. It was dismal, you know, the shit was going, but it had like this badass kind of fucking, like you've played Medal of Honor Frontline, you know
we had like a cool president.
You know that World War I and World War II are like the deadliest wars ever, right?
I just said I know that they're dismal, Dylan. I'm not saying I'm glorifying World War II, but I'm saying it was an era, you know, it was a period.
They had like a grisly vibe.
If this is World War III, it's the pussiest war of all fucking.
Well, that's what it has to be.
Everybody's on the battlefield with a fucking cell phone. Like, it's so stupid, man.
Everything's drones and AI.
Literally,
we paid an AI contractor to hire a drone to kill this guy.
Exactly. What are we doing? Nobody's in the fucking trenches, bro.
Oh man,
some guy who's not even using his full name is fucking using a PlayStation 4 controller to pilot a plane over fucking Iran
on some fucking VGHS shit.
Makes no sense, but you know, whatever.
Oh man, this is you do have a point though. There was a certain vibe and lore, but hey, like we really can't, like, it's all dismal, like behind the scenes stuff, you know what I mean? So we can't really like glorify it in any way.
I have a good question.
What?
How did we get here from the Jim Carrey thing?
Conspiracies.
Yep, there you go. Like Dave Chappelle says, we're living in a conspiracy.
What if that's the conspiracy? We've been like fed all these like Call of Duty games to hide the fact that war is not gonna look like that at all anymore.
That's true. That's 100%. We've known that to be real.
That's kind of like when Joey or Jose kind of make a bold point and it's not all the way there. That was all the way there. That was an inference, and then you made something about it. Okay,
that was like, yeah. What if all of these things have been glorifying war to make people think that it's not that bad, but it is that bad. That being said,
we're brought to you by Palantir Technologies.
Yeah. That being said, let's talk about Hollow Knight now.
Okay. Oh,
perfect segue.
That's the game we're talking about?
That's the game we're talking about.
That's the game.
Yeah. Me and Jerry both platinumed Hollow Knight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
Hollow Knight is known to be one of the most difficult platinums to obtain in platinum history.
If you do it fairly.
Shut up. Do you know the requirements to platinum Hollow Knight?
I know there's multiple runs you have to do. You have to speed run the game. No. I know. No,
that's Silk Song.
That's
yeah.
Silk Song. Okay.
So Hollow Knight 1, it, like on paper, is fairly simple. You have to 112% the game, so you have to do everything right, and pretty much that's a lot on its own. You have to kill a lot of enemies, kill all the bosses, beat the game, get all the collectibles, yada 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 yada. But there is also this post-game content that is called the Pantheons, and basically they're like boss rushes. Yeah. And there's 5 Pantheons. Technically, there's 4, but there's a secret 5th. So the 4 starting Pantheons are all basically like 10 to 12 boss rushes where you fight these bosses and try not to die.
Okay.
Right? The final Pantheon has you fighting all 42 bosses in the game in a row.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, the final boss that you fight in that entire run is a boss called Absolute Radiance.
You cannot practice it anywhere else.
Can't practice him, and he is by far the hardest boss in the game.
That's
so
horrible.
you could go through all of that work
This
just to
is
get to
like-
the 42nd and then die very easily. Okay?
Rogue Legacy.
Very
vibes.
hard thing to achieve. You know, to be fair, I did try it a couple times. I did not make it past like the 4th boss. It was very difficult. But as Jerry did allude to earlier, you can cheat. So Hollow Knight has this pretty interesting invincibility glitch that, listen, I'm not going to pretend like I fully know how it works, but apparently you just get, you know, the character stuck under the water somehow, and then you can fuck with the game to basically make the game like forget where you are.
Yeah, something like that.
So the game is like, I don't know where he is, so obviously he
Can't
has
be
no
hit.
hitbox. And then because of that, you're completely free from any enemies touching you, hitting you. And on top of that, for whatever reason, I guess because of that hitbox thing, you can't collect any money. Also, the Islanders just won, just letting you know.
Nice.
But what's actually funny about that is Jerry was trying it yesterday. He was probably watching the same video I was watching,
Yeah.
where some guy was explaining some
He was
ridiculous
like,
like
you got to do
8
all these hard steps, and it's like a
9-step
frame
process.
perfect.
Yeah,
All this.
literally like a super crazy hard speedrun trick, right? And then like I'm trying to do it, I'm fucking up every single time. Jerry finds another video that was uploaded 4 days ago. And Jerry immediately he's like, Bobby, just try this. I did it on my first try. And some guy just found this perfect setup where all you have to do is walk off a ledge and hold triangle. And it works every single fucking time. So needless to say, we abused the invincibility glitch and we were able to platinum one of the hardest platinums in the game.
Thanks to that guy.
Platinums. That being said, to take away from the platinum experience, I actually did just want to talk about the game for a moment because it was my first time playing Hollow Knight all the way through.
Okay.
I briefly played it, not when it first came out, but, you know, a few years
When
back.
I had the hype.
Yeah, and I don't remember how far I got into it, but it wasn't very far at all. Like, for the people familiar with the game like you, I think I got to, like, right before you go to start getting the 3, like, watchers or whatever.
Right.
So, like, I stopped right before that. And that's, like, barely the second act of the game.
Right.
So this was my first time getting to play through the whole experience, and I see the hype. I'm starting to understand it now. Game
Solid.
is pretty good. I wanted to give it a review, so I was really like, as I was playing, I was taking all these little mental notes, the pros, the cons, the goods, the bads. And if I'm being real with you, much like my Wonder Man review in recency, it was hard to find complaints.
Yeah.
I did have one complaint, and that big complaint for me, at least, was the crazy amount of backtracking that's in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Metrovanias.
There's not a lot of fast travel locations or opportunities. They do give you some stuff like the Dream Nail where you can kind of set your own spawn point and go back to it, but there is a lot of backtracking. Like Jerry said, it is part of the Metroidvania genre. However, I will admit I've played a lot more Metroidvanias that just had more of those fast travel options available. So it was to the point where, as somebody who's played a good amount of them, I even noticed that there was a lot more backtracking than I was used to in this game. So much so that I was about to give this game a 9.5 out of 10. But I played it a little more, and I backtracked a little more.
You backtracked all the way to where there was a taco in the middle of the screen.
That's exactly what
and
I
you
did.
hold triangle and
Yeah,
it folds.
and it folds too. And it was a 10.5, and it was a 10. It was the first 10.5 I've ever given on the show. No, I did all the backtracking. By the way, that's a 10.5 joke. I did all the backtracking. I went through the game, and I came to the realization that the game's music is so good, I don't mind the backtracking. So that being said, Hollow Knight, easy 10 out of 10. I don't. It's not even that like hot of a take. It's just everybody agrees it's like a masterpiece of a game. So
I have some bad news, though.
uh-oh.
If that was your issue with Hollow Knight,
Silk Song is worse.
it is bad. If you
Okay.
lose to a boss, you're doing like a 5-minute trek.
But, you know.
And everything does like 2 damage, so you're just like, fuck.
Well, that's fair. But to be fair, like, you know, if I played Hollow Knight and didn't have as positive of an experience with it, I'd just be like, I won't play it. But
Yeah.
at this point, it's like, I don't really care how difficult Silk Song is. At the least, I'll play it to play it.
Right.
And then afterwards, if I want to go through the hell of, you know, 100% and
I
getting
don't
30
know about that.
hours.
That one's tough.
But to be fair, I 112% at Hollow Knight in
Right.
29 hours and 40 minutes. So, you know.
Sick.
And it's only 100% Granted, that doesn't mean anything, but maybe it does. So, Hollow Knight, 10 out of 10 game, absolutely great. Go play it. That's what I gotta say about that.
All right.
Want to talk about some music?
Yep.
Want to talk about some jams and yams?
Yep. I wanted to pick a shoegaze song.
Ooh.
I wanted to pick something like that, you know, like Deftones kind of style, but I'm not, because we had a lot of bands come out with albums, a lot of people coming out with music.
A lot of music.
A lot of people coming out with music. A lot of bands coming back. I saw that Balance and Composure is on tour. Super Heaven is on tour. Like weird band that you're like, oh, they're coming back. Awesome. But I will give it to Falling Into It by Joyce Manor. Because their new album's out.
Fire.
Yep.
Just a jam.
Jam, baby.
I will also be doing a new song coming from a new album by a young rapper named Baby Keem.
Yep. New album.
Yep. And he has he got some bangers on there. I'm not gonna lie, it's a solid album. Probably my favorite rap album this year. It's very easy, listenable.
Fire.
He's a song called "Birds and the Bees." It's a very poppy song. It's good.
Cool. My jam is gonna go to a song that if you listen to it, you would not think is a jam. But it's a song by an artist named SIENNA SPIRO, and it's called "You Stole the Show." She's just like kind of gives me like Amy Winehouse vibes. There's a word for it. I forgot. It's an Italian word, but it's like a deep but very controlled tone of vocal.
I know what you're talking about.
Piano ballad. It's soft. It's slow. But, I mean, she sings like a fucking badass. So shout outs. Also shout outs to my girlfriend who recommended me the song. And that's why it's been on rotation for the past week. So You Stole the Show. SIENNA SPIRO.
Who's you?
Yeah! What does Burnt Peanut say? Hooray! Let's do that real quick. Steal that effect. Thanks for watching this episode of the Joystick Show.
That was nice.
279.
That's fun.
It's pretty cool, you know. We didn't say where Joey was. Joey
is playing Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah, but they only had one color for the Dreamcoat. So
the coat,
it was black.
It's Joseph in his amazing monochrome Dreamcoat. Yeah.
I like that.
Terrible. Horrible.
That. Terrible.
Thanks for watching the Joystick Show. We appreciate you. Feel free to subscribe and like this episode to keep the lights on, specifically this light. And we'll be back here for some more shenanigans next week. Until then, fucking.